Many of the Christian struggles, whether with sinful addictions or with demonic afflictions or whatever it is, can be traced to the fact that many believers do not understand the gospel. Maybe they understand it in a little sense, a sense that helps them to receive salvation. But much more than that, there has to be a mastery of the concept. It is from that mastery that we can also explain to others. One of the most difficult things now to do, from my observation, is explaining your faith. Because many Christians have learned Christianity by wuru to the answer. I don't even know what I mean by wuru to the answer. You just cram the concept. The pastor just says, say this and say this, say this and say that. And then when you say that, invite the person to church. Now that we have logical unbelievers, we have brilliant atheists, you will have to have something more than just la cram la pour to convince anybody about the gospel. You will have to really understand it. They will ask you difficult questions. Why did Jesus have to die? Why did he ascend? Why did he resurrect? How did that affect me? Okay, what if I don't believe in Jesus? Well, is it my fault I'm a sinner? You will have to answer questions if you really want to convince the unbeliever. And that's why we must learn about the gospel. The mastery of the gospel will produce potent, powerful Christians. Potent and powerful Christians. All the weaklings around us will be strengthened and empowered when we emphasize the gospel. Just before we began service, I was telling the workers that, interestingly, the Easter season is one of the few seasons where the gospel is really emphasized in many churches, many fellowships, many believers gathering. We preach several things: 7 steps to prosperity, 7 keys to breakthrough, many things, but many times the gospel is not emphasized. That's why there is no power. Why is the church powerless? There's no emphasis on the gospel, because it is the gospel of God that brings about the power of God unto salvation. You want to see conviction among sinners, you want to see raw miracles, preach the gospel. Where the gospel is preached, power is demonstrated. Why the early church were notorious for power was because the only kind of program they organized was gospel programs. All their teachings and activities and gatherings was emphasizing one concept: the gospel. The gospel.